The American Council of the Blind, ACB, and the American Foundation for the Blind, AFB, are again partnering together to offer educational scholarships ranging from $2,500 to $7,500 for legally blind students. Congratulations to our 2022 scholarship recipients. Krishna Budwala is from Jersey City, New Jersey, but is originally from Gujarat, India. He is a graduate student pursuing an MBA in management. This fall, he will be attending New York Institute of Technology. Krishna is receiving the James R. Olson Scholarship.
An Indian man with dark hair, mustache, and goatee.
So my major, this field I like to build. I'm into business, like business field. My family is a business. My family was in business, so I like the business field. I like doing numbers, looking after accounts, and yeah, I just like the business environment. So I want to go in a corporate world.
Madeline Gross is from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. She is an entering freshman interested in pursuing a degree in art therapy. This fall, she will be attending Marywood University in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Madeline is receiving the Schechter Buckley Scholarship.
A white woman with long, dark red hair.
Hi, so my name is Maddie. What got me interested in my field of study was a traumatic brain injury at the age of 12 years old. There was a lot of complications that resulted in me being legally blind, the inability to move my legs, and some learning disabilities as well. And through all of that, I was in a lot of therapy for a long time, and I witnessed like myself fall and not be who I was before, but I worked very hard to get back to who I am now. And one thing that I always used to help me was art. And after finding out that art therapy was something that existed and helped people, I decided that I wanted to use what I've been through and use what helped me to help others. So I'll be studying art therapy at college in August.
Chantelle Zuzi is from Holden, Massachusetts. She is pursuing a degree in international development or international relations with a minor in computer science. This fall, she is attending Wellesley College. Chantelle is receiving the Specialized Studies and States Subcommittee Floyd Qualls Scholarship.
A fair-skinned Black woman.
I would say my personal experience led to my deep desire to become involved with human rights. At my birth, I was denied basic human rights and justice. I was born an albino in a community where albinos are viewed as outcasts. And the only reason I survived was because my parents believed I had the right to live. So I would love to bring justice back to those who are going through different situations and around the world.
Robert Lamb is from Fort Collins, Colorado. He is an undergraduate student pursuing a degree in environmental engineering. This fall, he will be attending Colorado State University. Robert is receiving the Tech for All Scholarship.
A fair-haired white man.
I really feel it's important. I always wanted to be an engineer, and environmental engineering is about the best field I could possibly place myself in now for the world and for my future.
Maureen Hayden is from College Station, Texas. She is a graduate student pursuing a PhD in marine biology. This fall, she will be attending Texas A&M University. Maureen is receiving the Engineering, Science, and Technology Subcommittee Floyd Qualls Scholarship.
A white woman with long dark hair.
I had the opportunity to take a marine biology class in high school, and it completely changed the way I viewed science and opportunities for science. And then additionally, my aunt got me an experience to spend the day with Winter Dolphin, who is a dolphin with a prosthetic tail who has overcome barriers to physical disability. And as someone who getting to advocate, as someone who had the opportunity to interact with an animal that's an advocate for disabilities in a career that I love, I think that just further sparked my passion for the field.
Bavia Shaw is from Stanford, California. He is an undergraduate student pursuing a BS degree in mathematical and computational science with a minor in education. This fall, he will be attending Stanford University. Bavia is receiving the Ross N. Pangier Scholarship.
A dark-haired Indian man.
I am a rising junior at Stanford studying mathematical and computational science. So I'm really interested in data science, in particular, harnessing it for social good. I think data is in some ways something we've always worked with, but the extent and volume at which it is available today is quite unprecedented. And the sort of new insights and information that has the potential to give us access to is also quite fascinating. I think it often gets a bad name because of the ways in which it can be and is abused. And I want to figure out how we can use this emerging asset of big data for social good instead.
Krishna Budwala.
I don't think that I've achieved my greatest accomplishment yet, because I feel that it is a end point. I'm still in the journey.
Madeline Gross.
I would say that my greatest accomplishment would definitely be getting into college. There was a point where I didn't think I would even be graduating high school. And after all the hard work and the help of, family, friends, teachers, I was able to get into the college of my dreams. And that is easily my greatest accomplishment.
Chantelle Zuzi.
As I navigate my college career, I am in the process of founding a nonprofit organization devoted to alleviate the suffering of those who continue to live in the Rwanda refugee camp in Uganda, a place I called home before my own resettlement in the United States, especially girls, young women, and people with albinism and people with low vision and visually impaired. So I think that is my greatest accomplishment so far. And just being in college, it's a great accomplishment.
Robert Lamb.
My greatest accomplishment is turning my life around. Before my visual diagnosis, I was living a negligible lifestyle. Ever since, I've gone back to school, I've met my wife, and all around, I'm living life 10 times more than I was before.
Maureen Hayden.
One of my greatest accomplishments to date is I got to recently publish an article on mentoring in science fields in the Journal of Visual Impairment and Blindness. And to me, this is important because I wish I had peer mentors when I was in school. And it means a lot to me to be able to share my experience with others.
Bavia Shaw.
At last year's scholarship recipient interview, I shared a little bit about my journey in competitive debate. Going quite differently this year, perhaps I'd like to share about an experience I had in supporting a student as part of my voluntary position at the Phoenix Scholars. I was paired with an under-resourced first-generation student in Ethiopia. Her school didn't even have a computer lab, but she was very determined to access better higher education opportunities. And in many ways, her story as an international student, someone who had struggled through resource constraints and other societal barriers, resonated with me as an international student. I originally come from India, and just working with her over Zoom and on Google Docs and through internet connectivity issues and the stresses of the college application season, I was really, really proud to have been a part of her eventual admission into her top school, into her program of choice. So she will be studying neuroscience at Duke University this fall on a generous financial aid package.
Krishna.
About me, I'm a person who never says no. Unless it risks my life, I never say no. I'm up for everything and anything.
Madeline.
I'd say something that a lot of people don't know about me is, by looking at me, a lot of people don't know all of the disabilities that I have acquired and how I've gotten through all of them. A lot of my disabilities are invisible. So including the blindness as well, it's hard to tell when someone's blind, in my experience at least. So I'd say that is usually a big shock to people. And then when they find out that I am a visual artist, that's usually quite surprising as well. But
Yes.
yeah, but using art, like figuring out how to do art with a lack of vision has been truly an amazing process. So I'd say all my friends would always call me like the visually impaired visual artist. So I'd say that's
There you
something
go.
that's quite funny.
Chantal.
Well, people might not know that I speak 5 languages: French, Swahili, Lingala, English, and Kinyarwanda. So that's something people might not know about me.
Robert.
When the pandemic started, I actually taught myself how to slackline. And now I'm at a point where I can slackline 120 feet or longer on a 1-inch wide line, about 10 feet off the ground. And it's my greatest hobby.
Maureen.
One thing people might not know about me is I love travel, and I've traveled to more than 15 different countries before the age of 30. But I have yet to hit Africa and the Antarctics, the Arctic and the Antarctic. But I don't want to stop traveling. I love experiencing new cultures.
Bavia.
One of the things that I like to flex a lot is that I have ridden the fastest roller coaster in the world thrice. This was in Abu Dhabi at Ferrari World. And just in general, I really enjoy roller coasters. I've been to Drayton Manor in the UK. It's a theme park. Universal Studios in Singapore. AdLabs Imagica in India. And most recently, I visited Disneyland. The Incredicoaster was pretty great.
A logo, ACB in print and braille, American Council of the Blind, together for a bright future.